Welcome back, everybody. So today I'm going to have, I believe, which is the last taste of batch 4 of 24. This is the beginning of 25, so we might as well clear this one out for the room. So I'm not going to go over everything. I will link everything down in the description below. This was a small batch, 1.25 gallons going into the carboy. So usually on these bombers I get 3, and then on the 12-ounce beers I do 4. So since this isn't a bomber, I think this is the third review. Sometimes I remember writing it down like the last time this shows, but I think it was there's been one after. The first review was 3/16 of 24. So this was bottled on 3/3. So usually 2 weeks later, I'll do the first review. So 6.14% ABV is what this came in at. Beersmith did call this to be 5.4% with 56.4 IBUs. I can't tell you how close that is. We can just go by perceived. 30 minutes into the boil, Strata, then 5 minutes left in the boil, Bru-1. So let's go ahead and get this open. I have paper towel ready just in case this wants to go overboard. Okay, hiss. God, I don't think it is. I could have swore. Maybe it was just batch 1 and 2. I did batch 3 of 24 last week, which you guys saw. And I was saying the same thing on that, and I didn't have paper towel ready. So it must have just been batch 1 and 2. I believe that was overcarbed. So I do use the small pearl carbonation tablets. I think they're better because if you use the big ones, technically it's 1 per 12 ounces, which 2 would be 24. These are only 22-ounce bottles. So I think it's better to go with the small pearls. You can put 6, 7, whatever you want in there. I would say pretty much eggshell white colored head, pretty much all small bubbles. So I would say... So this was brewed on February 18th of 24. So this is a year and a month old, almost a month old. So yeah, for the color of this head, I would say it's fine. It looks pretty good, pretty clear. Definitely golden yellow in color. Probably not what I was going for, but... Technically, this isn't a smash beer, single malt, single hop, because we do have 2 hops in here, but we are dealing with 1 malt, right? No, we are not. So scratch all that. Yeah, golden yellow in color, very clear. You could see me through it. Good bubbles coming up there. Let's go ahead and smell. A little malty citrus. That Bru-1, from what I remember, is kind of a tropical pineapple overall. I'm getting, it smells like a sweeter tropical mix, but if I would have to say, I would pick pineapple. Not bitter pineapple, but very sweet, juicy pineapple. But over the top, like grainy, a little maltiness in there. Like a little cracker pilsner smell, but that graininess is coming out the most. Then I would say like a sweet, juicy tropical fruit, mainly pineapple, is what I'm getting. Let's go ahead and taste. Some bitter citrus, bitter pineapple, like the inner part of the pineapple, the white part. A good amount of bitterness on the back end. Perceived bitterness, I would say 50, 55, somewhere in there. It really sticks around, at least from that first couple drinks. Pineapple bitterness, fruity bitterness, a little bit of malt, not that much. Like grapefruit rind, grapefruit zest in the back end of this. Definitely not what I was expecting for over a year old. Yeah, a little bit more malty forward, maybe a touch of dryness in there. It did over attenuate, so I can see Definitely not to that brute level, but definitely a little drier than I would expect in like an IPA. I think a little bit too much maltiness for my liking. I would rather have that fruit, that citrus come out. I think the maltiness is starting to take over. You could say maybe a touch of that honey water in there. But about mid palate to end, there is a good amount of bitterness, but it seems like that bitterness does stay. But as your palate warms up, that more sweetness comes out of this, like malty grain sweetness. Like definitely, like down the center of my tongue, bitterness, like acidic grapefruit, tart grapefruit. But then on the sides, like as I swallow, all that sweetness comes back. Weird. Not bad. I think there's too much bitterness. Like it's definitely not like balanced very well. It seems like that bitterness is too much up there until all that sweetness comes. But now I'm almost thinking it's almost like it's going back and forth. Like now I'm getting more bitterness. Like there is some malty sweetness, like tropical fruit, light tropical fruit sweetness. But it seems like that bitterness is stuck and kind of is amplifying now. I think I just went 180 degrees the other direction. Yeah, like a tropical pineapple malty grapefruit zest is what I would call this. With a lot more bitterness now than sweetness. Like the sweetness is still too high, like that honey water, a little bit of that honey water from aging, if you want to say that. Not bad. I would probably go 3 out of 5. That sweetness is a little too much. That bitterness is a little too much. That maltiness is a little too much. Everything's just a little too much. I'm surprised that much bitterness is there. Because what are we dealing with? Per this, the Strata was 12.1%. Brew-1 was 14.5%. But you're only putting that 5 minutes in. I'm guessing this was also dry hopped. Yeah, dry hopped with 0.21 ounces of Brew-1, then 0.25 of Strata. It's just because I ran out of Brew-1. Yeah, kind of weird. That malty sweetness I could do without, and a little too much bitterness. But overall, not bad. So if you enjoyed this review, check out some more over here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell, and I'll see you in the next one.